Welcome to Nightline's Year of Behaving Badly, a kind of red carpet of rogues and wrongdoing that leads up to one of these not-so-coveted awards, which we've named after the world's most notorious conman, Bernie Madoff. I'm joined tonight by our chief investigative correspondent, Brian Ross, as we celebrate the biggest villains and cheats of 2009. So, Brian, how were the nominees and the winners selected?
Well, Martin, with our tongue firmly in our cheek, we narrowed the field to 5 nominees in 4 categories and asked our audience to vote online to select the worst of the worst. And vote you did, with tens of thousands casting ballots. Of course, this is a very unscientific tally. Voting online notoriously is. That's right, Martin, but I think the behavior of any one of our nominees could easily merit a Bernie bobblehead. So let's begin with a very popular category, the worst behaved politicians of this last year. This year there were some fresh faces, but also some familiar ones. People about whom we thought we had heard everything, but then unbelievably, the revelations kept coming. The nominees are... In 2009, the behavior of impeached and indicted Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich seemed to go from bad to worse to bizarre, as he apparently confused infamy with celebrity, making the rounds of national television shows morning.
This impeachment trial is unconstitutional.
Noon.
All I asked for is a chance to be able to prove my innocence.
Evening.
I have done nothing wrong.
And Nightline.
Are you a dirty politician?
No, I'm a very honest politician, and I see myself, and you can laugh and call this delusional, but when all the facts come out, you'll see that I'm right.
With the trial set for June 2010, Blagojevich still saw himself as some kind of movie star.
And I view myself as Jimmy Stewart or Gary Cooper, and I know that's going to be, met with mockery, but that's how I see it.
The bad behavior of former senator and presidential candidate John Edwards continued in 2009. His lies about an affair with a former campaign worker, Rielle Hunter, and her baby were further exposed in the supermarket tabloids. And when Hunter was called to testify before a federal grand jury, she made a point of bringing the baby along so reporters could see. In public appearances, Edwards' wife Elizabeth tried to put on a brave front, underscoring just what a cad her husband was.
Did you believe that this was the only time?
I did. I did. I believed.
Only time with her?
Only time with her.
Did you believe it was the only time ever?
Yeah, I mean, I believe that. I want to believe that.
The Honorable John Ensign.
2009 was the end of what had been the promising career of Republican Senator John Ensign of Nevada. In June, the handsome, conservative, born-again Ensign admitted his affair with the wife of his former co-chief of staff.
Our families were very close. That closeness put me into situations during a very difficult time in my marriage, which led to my inappropriate behavior. We caused deep pain to both families. For that, I'm truly sorry.
Adding to Ensign's trouble was the $96,000 the cuckolded husband received from the senator's parents. What the former aide told Nightline was a payoff, not a gift, as the parents maintained.
Is it crystal clear to you that that $96,000 was in fact severance and not a gift?
Crystal clear. I took notes. I've shared those notes. They're well documented. They were clearly what he deemed as severance.
Congressman William Jefferson came to be known as Cold Cash Jefferson after he put $90,000 in payoff money from an FBI undercover in his freezer. Jefferson was convicted this year and sentenced to 13 years in prison, putting an end to his repeated denials of bad behavior.
I've never intended to dishonor my office or you, the public, and I certainly did not sell my office.
When South Carolina Governor Mark Sanford disappeared for 5 days in 2009, his staff said he was hiking on the Appalachian Trail. He soon conceded he had lied to the voters, his staff, his wife, even his mistress in Argentina, where he had really been.
I've been unfaithful to my wife. I developed a relationship with which started as a dear, dear friend from Argentina.
Quickly dubbed the Argentine Romeo, Sanford avoided impeachment, but not the ire of his attractive wife who filed for divorce, or the scorn of Republican leaders who took Sanford off the short list of possible presidential candidates in 2012. And Martin, the Bernie for the worst behaved politician of 2009 goes to former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich.
A magnificent achievement. Congratulations to him. But it wasn't just politicians, was it, Brian? Because it's also been a big year for the famous and those who wish they were famous.
That's right, Martin. In this category, we had a wide range of contenders, from the gatecrashers and the Balloon Boy family to quite a number of celebrities gone wild. They were the worst behaved stars and wannabes of 2009, and the nominees are... When these police photos of battered pop star Princess Rihanna were made public on the TMZ website, her boyfriend Chris Brown went from being the Prince of R&B to one of the most despised men in America. He told Robin Roberts on 2020 it was all the fault of his temper.
Something that's really touchy, and like I said, I'm really sorry for what went down and what happened.
The country watched in horror in October as this silver balloon floated across the Colorado sky, supposedly carrying a 6-year-old boy. Within days, it became clear the Balloon Boy's parents had pulled off a giant hoax.
We did this for the show.
Richard Heaney and his wife Mayumi both pleaded guilty to criminal charges. David Letterman shocked his late-night audience when he admitted he had sexual relationships with members of his staff, and that someone had tried to blackmail him with a letter demanding $2 million.
It says that I know that you do some terrible, terrible things, and I can prove that you do these terrible things. And sure enough, contained in the package was stuff to prove that I do terrible things.
Tarek and Michaela Salahi became the talk of Washington when they crashed President Obama's first state dinner in November. The social faux pas exposed a huge gap in presidential security and was no joke in the White House.
These people should not have gotten through the gate.
Were you angry when you found out about it?
Yes. That's why.
Seriously, right.
Yes, that's why it won't happen again.
The Salahis refused to appear before a congressional committee, but have insisted they did nothing wrong crashing the gate on Pennsylvania Avenue. In what was one of the last but most unexpected falls from grace in 2009, the secret life of Tiger Woods finally caught up with him.
Hey, it's Tiger. I need you to do me a huge favor. Can you please take your name off your phone? My wife went through my phone and maybe calling you.
The tabloids could not keep up with the revelations of blondes and brunettes, a cascade of young women who claimed to have slept with the world's most famous golfer. Woods went into hiding after shutting down his golf game for the year and issuing a statement saying, "I have let my family down and I regret those transgressions with all of my heart." And the Bernie for the worst star or wannabe goes to Tiger Woods, now reported to be somewhere on his yacht, the privacy with a small group of friends, Martin.
Another magnificent trophy to add to his already heaving trophy cabinet.